Getting closer to the primary election, there are 4 Republicans hoping to unseat Governor Dayton this fall. We're inviting all of them, one at a time, and their running mates onto At Issue here in the studio. And today I am joined by Scott Honor and his running mate, Tom Hauser. Thank you both for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having us on.
I would guess of all of the candidates running for governor on the Republican side, you two could be the closest that you could build to the political outsiders. Now, I know you are in the Senate, Karen, but you're still a relative newcomer. And Scott Honor, you have really no political experience, at least running for office. Mm-hmm. Is that one of the things that you think is going to set you apart from the other candidates?
Yeah, I do. I think, you know, the fact that Karen and I come from the private sector, that we've spent our careers getting things done, as opposed to the 3 folks we're competing against who collectively have spent over half a century in office, is a real distinguishing factor. I think Minnesotans are looking for a real change here, and we're going to bring bold leadership to this state and get this state back on the right track. And I think people will appreciate the fact that we come from the private sector.
Is it one of the reasons you chose Karen as a running mate, the fact that she's relatively new to the Senate and more or less has a business background before that?
You know, it is. And when I was thinking about who I'd want to have as my running mate, I thought of it first from the perspective of who would be a great partner, who could work with me in achieving our agenda. And then once we've got this state going the right way, who could help market this state? And, you know, I thought through a lot of folks, but Karen was literally the person at the top of the list. And I was thrilled that she agreed to come and join me as my running mate.
And, Karen, you come from a real estate background, among other things, before you ran for office. Was it an eye-opening experience to see how the wheels of government actually work? And as much as it's good to be an outsider, does it help to have a little inside knowledge on how things work and how things actually get done?
It does help, because once you're on the inside, everything that I thought going in was happening. Coming from the private sector and owning my own business, you get inside and you go, why are they doing things this way? And you get answers like, because that's the way we've always done it. So after 2 years of being in the Senate, and I was looking for a governor candidate to support, it was really, really appealing to me to have somebody come from the outside with new and fresh ideas, and Scott's long resume of building successful companies, that I thought this is a guy that can actually come in here and really change things. So, yeah, it really, really does eye-open you.
And Scott, you come from an investment background, bought and sold a lot of companies over the years, and you say you want to run state government more with a business mindset. Is that possible to do that? Because government is so much different. I mean, you have to deal with public employee unions and those types of things. How much of a can you run it like a business?
Well, look, in business, you didn't just wave a wand and have things happen. You know, you have to know how to focus on what are the results that you want to achieve, and then get everyone working together to achieve them. And that's the attitude I want to bring to our state government. You know, and we're seeing a trend here in the country where people are going straight from business into government. They're being very successful. In 2010, we saw Rick Scott go straight from business to being governor of Florida, Rick Snyder straight from business to governor of Michigan. They've accomplished great things in their governorships, and we're going to bring this attitude of getting things done that need to be done into government. There's too much of a complacent attitude where career politicians accept the status quo. They say it's hard to change, and so therefore nothing happens. And we're going to have the attitude that our state government can do a much better job in serving the citizens of this state and getting better results. We can spend fewer dollars at the same time. And I know from my business experience that you have to start with having the attitude that you can accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. And we'll bring that sort of approach here to Minnesota.
Karen, I've seen governor after governor come to the state capitol and like bang their head against the wall trying to get things through, either the House or Senate, especially if it's controlled by the opposite party. What kind of frustrations and challenges would a Governor Scott Honor face if he becomes governor and, let's say, the Democrats control the House and or the Senate?
Well, they won't.
At least not the House. At least not the House.
Maybe.
You know, and with both Scott and I, we do have the business background, and it's a constant negotiations that go on, and it's listening to the other side and trying to come to a compromise or something that's going to work. And we were just talking about that the other day, and he's been doing that for the last 30 years, and I've been doing it for the last 20 years in my own private sector business. And I did it when I was at the Capitol also. So it's not going to be difficult to get things done once you listen to both sides and then try to find a reasonable agreement.
Now, recently, one of your opponents, Kurt Zellers, signed a no new taxes pledge, said that sets him apart from the other Republican candidates. He's the only one who has guaranteed he will not raise taxes of any kind. Would you take such a pledge?
Well, I think we see too many career politicians taking pledges because people don't believe them, what they actually are going to do can get done. Our attitude is not only are we not going to raise taxes, we're going to lower them. It's not enough just to stop the growth of government. We want to actually contract government, have us spend fewer dollars and get better results at the same time. And so we'll look to overhaul the tax code, simplify the tax code, and lower tax rates. And that's what Minnesotans deserve.
And again, we've had a lot of governors come and go, including Governor Tim Pawlenty, the last Republican governor we had, who wanted to shrink the size of government and then found out how difficult it was. Spending continued to go up. Government continued to grow. What could you do that would be different?
I think the fact that Karin and I come from the private sector, that we know how to focus on results, know how to build a team, and know how to market what we're trying to do, which I think is one of the things that's been missing from our Republican leaders, is we've done a lousy job of marketing how our principles will help make people's lives better in general, and we'll accomplish that. But the fact that I'm not looking for a career in politics is going to help too, because I'm going to look at the whole equation from a fresh perspective, figure out what's the best way to achieve the results we want from government, and make the decisions that we need to make. And some of them will be tough calls. But that's what we need. We need a leader who's willing to look out for the interests of the citizens as a whole and not look to advance their political career.
Karin, when Governor Dayton was elected, he promised to increase education funding every year he was governor. So far, he has made good on that promise. Where would your administration stand on education funding? Would you focus more on that or on reform?
Oh, definitely on reform, because I do sit on the Education Finance Committee, and it got a little frustrating to continue to throw more money at something that isn't working. We've got the lowest minority graduation rate in the country, and we no longer have grad standards. Our teachers don't have to pass basic skills tests. We need to really reform our education and get our graduating seniors into colleges a lot quicker and a lot less expensive.
And last thing, MNsure obviously is going to be a big issue in this campaign, especially in the general election campaign. Governor Dayton has said he is going to push to have the new rates revealed before Election Day. If you're elected governor, what would be the fate of MNsure? Is it here to stay?
Well, I'm the only candidate who came out early and said, let's not embrace Obamacare the way we did in this state. Let's unwind MNsure. And that's the right call. We're already seeing that not only does the website not work, but the fundamental economic premise isn't working. The whole idea was that private insurance signups would subsidize public program signups. It's not happening. And this last year, we just bailed out Obamacare in this state to the tune of $400 million. I'll unwind that and focus on how do we improve wellness and health care across the state for all Minnesotans.
Just 30 seconds left. I want to give you each 15 seconds to tell the primary voters in the Republican primary August 12th, why should they vote for Scott Honor and Karin Hauser? Each of you gets 15 seconds.
We come from the private sector. We have a bold agenda of how do we really make this state better, get it back to the attitude of excellence, and have government serve the citizens in a way that they deserve. And we'll have that attitude of accomplishing big things. And we'll have the resources in the plan to win this election.
I think also we are different. We do come from the private sector, and being out there door knocking and meeting people throughout the state, they are looking for somebody who's different with a long success record that Scott has. We do offer the people of Minnesota something different.
All right, August 12th is the day. Big